We're living in a time where most people are more preoccupied in what the governments of the so-called elites are planning to do to us, like enslave us with microchips, compared to what God said he's going to do to them during Revelation. So let's read. After many days, you will be given attention in the final part of the years, and you will come to the land onto the mountains of Israel, which is located in Ethiopia, because a military force from Gog and Magog, also known as Russia, is going to come to Ethiopia, and they will try to take a big spoil and plunder. And Sheba is going to be there and be like, yo, what are you guys doing here? Then God is going to say, and I shall certainly magnify myself and sanctify myself and make myself known before the eyes of many nations. And they will have to know that I am Jehovah. For it is written that God himself will become king, then hide his face from a wicked generation. And what is he going to do? He's going to bring such evil upon Jerusalem and Judah, because they have done which was evil in my sight, and have provoked me to anger since the day their fathers came forth out of Egypt, even unto this day. So now, today, we know who controls the media, and we know what they represent. So let's listen.
The Orsini family. Roth means red in German, and the Orsini means red bear, little red bears. That's what Orsini means. The grey pope is Pepe Orsini. He trumps the black, he trumps the white.
Notice there are three popes. So in the story Star Witness, Moses, who goes by the name of Christ, is a modern day story. Because due to their Egyptian European counterparts who made up the King James Version, they want us to believe that characters of the 20th century died thousands of years ago. That's why Selassie said, even in the 20th century, David.
Even in the 20th century, with faith, courage, and a just cause, David will still beat Goliath.
So notice David is supposed to be here in the 20th century, so he's a modern day character. So that's why I find it strange that we have found 5,000-year-old mummies, but can't find a body of one biblical character, not even a toenail. Why? Because of these guys.
The white pope.
The grey pope is even higher than the black and the white pope.
The Orsini is the Maxima family. They are the maximum family. They are on top. And somehow they've trumped the Colonna and the Farnese, which I know without any doubt through all my studies that they are the three most powerful Illuminati.
What about Rothschild and Rockefeller?
Well, they are Orsini. They just changed their name. Rockefeller were Rothschilds. Rothschilds were Orsini. Orsini were a family which have their blood lines in Babylon and Egypt. They tell you.
Cleopatra is descendant of a pharaoh, and the entire European monarchy are descendants of Cleopatra. Hence, they are all so Egyptians.
That. You read their biographies, they'll tell you that. We go back to Nimrod. They tell you that. The Rothschilds say that. We go back to Nimrod. How? Through the Orsinis. So Rockefeller, Rothschild, Orsini, and then you go back to the Persian and Egyptian dynasties.
So in the story Star Witness, Christ also said, especially in New York, they are planning to replace the police with military.
What is the name of the top family?
Orsini would be on top now because they're called the Maxima.
The Maxima. The Orsini.
So that's why Selassie said,
you are descended, Your Imperial Majesty, from King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba.
Notice, the report is telling him he's a descendant of Sheba, when in fact, Sheba is supposed to be here during Revelation. So that's one of the lies of Judaism. They want you to believe that the characters of the present, of the 20th century, died thousands of years ago. So listen to Selassie.
This is just our story, ancient story.
In other words, it's not based on facts. It's just a story. And a story also is a fib or a lie, however you want to. So they obviously lied, considering Selassie said that David is 20th century. And who is Selassie?
On November 2nd, 1930, and was crowned Haile Selassie I, King of Kings, King of Zion, conquering lion of the seed of Judah.
Notice he's going to conquer the seed of Judah because they have been spreading lies throughout the centuries. That's why he says, I have the highest respect for the Bible as a whole. As a whole. Therefore, the Bible should not be cut into portions. Why? Because it's changing the time of the characters. For example, David is Solomon. And we all know that Jesus is the son of David. So let's read. Of Solomon, Psalm 72, the son of righteousness, whom is supposed to be here in the times of Sheba, because may gold from Sheba be given him. And who's Sheba going to give the gold to? David. For the Psalm of 72, when it concludes, the prayers of David have concluded. Hence, David also goes by the name of Solomon. That's why Jesus always says, I am the son of David. In other words, he's letting you know he's the son of the wisest man on earth, who's a modern day character. Why? Because we already know Moses and Sheba are supposed to have a dynasty. And we also know that Sheba is supposed to be with Solomon. So they lied and said that Moses was here 3,400 years ago and Sheba and Solomon were here 3,000 years ago. But it's clear in their Old Testament. Remember, the original Bible was not in the Old and New Testament format. But due to the Hebrew Bible, they say that Sheba is the first wife of Moses. Then somebody else will be like, yo, Queen Sheba was in Solomon time, not Moses. So that's them getting caught up in their own lie. Hence, they can't stop prophecy and they can't stop time.